Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and we're getting right into today's LIIT workout because we've just got 20 minutes. So, as you see by the description, we have a mix of moves. We've got a little bit of a more lower body focused move, followed by a little bit more of an upper body focused move, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will both be working at the same time. So start moving, start marching in place, or if you need to grab some weights, go ahead and march on over to them. Let's get this warm up going. If you have space, you're gonna take advantage of it and bring your heart rate up. And if you don't want to bring your heart rate up too much, then instead of marching back and forth, you can just stay in one place. Let's keep this march up, maybe marching in a circle. I want you to think about moving your arms. Maybe you even march backwards in a circle. Challenge yourself to try something different. Keep it weird. You have to enjoy your workout. If you're not having fun, you're not going to come back. And you need to come back because you're showing up for yourself. So find something that works for you. I've switched it up to a grapevine, but you're welcome to just keep marching if a grapevine is too intense for you. You want to think about warming up a little bit of those inner outer thighs. So I'm also starting to add a little bit of a heel kick forward. Even if you're just marching, you can add a heel kick forward with your march. Let's make that happen. So either just kicking your heel forward, that's going to come up today, or keeping that grapevine going with your heel tap at the end. If the grapevine is confusing, you can lateral step tap right here. Just stepping your feet together and apart, still with that heel tap. Let's get this for a couple more breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Go ahead, firmly plant your feet down, bend your knees, inhale, stretch your arms all the way up towards the sky. Did your shoulders come to your ears? If so, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take a little squeeze of your glutes. And if your glutes are stretched out behind you, tuck pelvis under. Shoulders relax your ears, fingers stretch high. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Stacking your head over your heart, over your hips, over your heels. You can bend your knees. Inhale, arms up, squeeze glutes, hips forward, chest lifts, arm come up overhead. Maybe eye gaze stretches towards the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears, chin back to chest. Exhale, arms down by your side. Let's take one more big warm up stretch. Bend your knees, inhale, arms up, squeeze your glutes, press through your heels, shoulders away from your ears, chest lifts, and then exhale, arms down by your side. We're going to keep warming up those shoulders in just a moment. Our first move of the day is going to be a heel tap jack with a knee drive. So keeping things nice and slow, we're going to find that heel tap out to the side as arms come up overhead, step your feet in, and then knee drive. Arms come up again. So we get 2 times on each side with your arms coming up. And that knee driving, you can have your knee drive forward or you can have your knee drive to the side. I want you to really focus though on arms coming all the way up overhead and arms coming back down by your side. And I'm going to warn you that we're really going to tire out our shoulders today. So this first round is warming them up a little bit, and then we're going to engage them more with weights. This might mean that you need some slightly lighter weights. 5 exercises today. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. I even put in 1 rest interval. So after we finish the first set, we get to just march for a minute and then we'll begin again. All right, starting with those heel tap jacks in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So heel tap, knee drive. Heel tap, knee drive. I'm going to start off nice and slow, so that I can focus on what's happening with my standing leg. I got weight in the heel. There's a slight bend that even happens as that heel tap occurs. Pressing back through that heel, so we're almost getting a mini single leg squat. And the shoulders are warming up, your core is pulled in nice and tight. If you find that you're wiggle wobbling a lot, find one spot to focus your eyes. If you're feeling good, you can pick up the pace, but you don't have to. This is your workout. What can you do with your body today? And every day is different, and we just got to keep showing up. Yay, 15 seconds of rest. Grab 2 weights. Maybe your lighter weights we've gotten around the world. So we're going to tap at the pinkies, bring it all the way up overhead, tap up overhead. Ready? Here we go. So tap at the pinkies, shoulders down and back. Still making sure glutes aren't out. So a little tuck of the pelvis. Inhale, arms come up overhead. We're getting the shoulders, we're getting the lats, we're getting a little bit of the chest, we're getting the back. I love this move. We've definitely done it together before. You want your weights to be light enough that you can bring your arms up overhead without throwing your arms or really overarching your back. If you don't have super light weights, maybe you put the weights down completely and just practice this range of motion of opening all the way up. Each time those arms are coming up, try not to let your rib cage flare out. So the center line is pulled in nice and tight. The pelvis is still gently tucked. Shoulder blades are squeezed. You did it. Our next move is just going to be a lateral step tap. We've already got that in our routine today. So just step in side to side. You can keep it as a single step side to side, or maybe you make it a double step. Here we go. So we're working a little inner outer thighs. You can keep this one really easy by just lateral stepping side to side. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, sink down a little bit into a squat. I'm going to bring my weights up to my chest, just to make sure they're not pulling me down. So now I've still got some good weight in my heels because I came into a squat. But you can still keep it easy, taking that squat out and just focusing on the lateral side to side step tap. We're going to get one more round of this. So challenge yourself today. Maybe you just get 2 lateral side step squats. Maybe you get the whole round with lateral side steps. It's your choice. Awesome. Next move, we've got a hammer curl to a side raise. So we're going to do our hammer curl only in the top range of motion. So from 45 degrees, curling up towards shoulders, and then we're going to lift. That didn't work out as well as I thought. Here we go. All right, so hammer curl to your shoulders. Keep your hands palms in line with your elbows as you raise your elbows to shoulder height. Awesome. So we're getting a little biceps right here, elbows close by your side, shoulders down and back, belly in, like you're pressing with the outer edge of your elbows. You can see I'm really doing my best, and I have to keep the weight light to make sure my hands palms stay in line with elbows and wide. We're not going for chicken arms here. You lose a lot if your hands come in. So keeping those hands at that 45-degree angle as you find that lift, and then elbows back to your side to get the biceps. Whew. We made it. We got one more move. Our last move, no weights, is going to be elbow to knee crunch. Can you bring your arms up behind your head? If it places too much pressure on your head, just bring your hands up by your chest. We're going to alternate knee drive side to side. So you're working to bring your knee to your elbow as opposed to really just crunching down or getting awkward to bring your elbow to your knee. Knee drives towards elbow, even if it's just a little bit, even if you're finding a teeny little lift. Maybe you need to bring it to the front because it doesn't feel comfortable for you to bring it to the side, and that's fine. Maybe you do a little bit of a combo or some crossbody because it's your workout. We're making those obliques happen right here with that side body knee drive crunch. It's almost time to just march for 1 minute. Are you ready? Awesome. You got 15 seconds to shake it out, to rest if you want, to grab some water. Otherwise, let's get right into this march. 1 minute of marching before we start this whole circuit over again, which means our next move is going to be those heel tap jacks with a knee drive. Ignore that beep. We're going through it. We're going through the next beep too. If you feel like your heart rate's really high, stay here in one place. Maybe even relax your arms down. But if you want to keep that heart rate high, just move towards it. Awesome. As you're marching, make sure you're getting your heel all the way down to the floor too. Just about 15 seconds left to go. If you need an extra little break before we start the next move, your extra little break starts right now. Otherwise, you're welcome to keep marching for a couple more seconds. March your way over to your weights. Nope, no weights. Just kidding. We got that heel tap jack in 3, 2, 1. So arms come up overhead. Remember, all the way up and all the way down. So heel tap, knee drive. You might need to start a little bit slower. You can add in more of a hop if you want to, but the whole intention of this class is to keep it a little low impact. The intensity is up to you. So maybe you're still low impact, no jumping, you're moving a little bit faster, or you decided to even hold weights in your hands right now, even though we are going to get this same move with our arms in just a couple breaths. Weighted. How are your shoulders feeling? For 3, 2, 1. Relax your arms for a moment. Carefully pick up your weights. Get ready for your around the world. In 3, 2, 1. Plant your feet. Pinkies come together first. Arms come up overhead. We just want to plant our feet because if we're walking around while we're getting some of these strength moves in, unless your strength move intentionally includes walking around, probably not going to be as engaged as you would be when you're really grounding through your feet, when you're working your way up from the feet to find your stability. I got a slight bend in my knees so that my quads can be engaged. Woo, it's getting warm in here right now. 10 seconds left. Keeping those hands out nice and wide, shoulder blade squeeze. On the way up, rib cage still stays knit for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next up, we've got our lateral step touches. You know it's great when you can take a layer off. That's when you're really making some work happen, getting warm, getting your heart rate up. All right, so we got those lateral side to side step touches. Maybe you're keeping that heel dig in. Maybe you're coming back to the grapevine, still holding on to weights. You don't have to, and if you feel like holding weights down by your side is pulling you forward, perhaps you hold your weights right here on your shoulders so you can keep that chest up, make things just a little bit more challenging. So either just step tap, maybe a single step tap, maybe a double step tap. Make it fun, mix it up. 10 seconds left to go here. 3, 2, 1. Great. We got that hammer curl into our side raise once again. Remember, things are going to stay at 45 degrees. 45 degrees here, still 45 degrees here, with my hands palms in line with the elbows and a nice squeeze. No extra arching of the back, so tuck the pelvis under, elbows by your side, length through the crown of your head. Hammer curl to 45 degrees, biceps still engaged, hands palms in line with your elbows, find that lift and squeeze. Still thinking about that engagement of the center line, so the belly is pulled in nice and tight. The way that it would be if you thought that I was running up to punch you in the belly, how would you go ahead and contract yourself? Did I scare you? I hope I did not. I'm not a fighter, y'all. Believe it or not. All right, while you're making this move happen, we're not just bringing our hands to our arms. We are squeezing like someone is resisting the curl. I hope you were making that happen. You can put your weights down. We got one more move. We've got our elbow to knee crunch. And then we get to stretch it out, cool it down in 3, 2, 1. Elbow to knee crunch. So if you can keep those elbows nice and high and wide, find that big knee drive. You can find a little bit of a crunch to the side, because each time we decrease the space between the ribs and the hips, we're working those abs. We just want to make sure we're doing it with intention. Remember, you can have your hands right here, working to drive that knee up, and your knee might not be coming anywhere as high as my knee, because everybody is different, and we're doing the best that we can with the body that we have today. I like hands behind the head. because I feel like it's a little bit more opening of the chest, a little correcting of bad posture. 3, 2, 1, march it out. One more time, forwards and backwards. And then find your place. Give me a couple shoulder rolls. Start to slow your feet down a little bit. And then quiet your feet. Open them nice and wide. Let's keep with these shoulder rolls. Change direction of your shoulder rolls. Slow your breath down. Starting to make your exhale a little longer than your inhale. We're going to add in some little side to side lunges. So just shifting the weight side to side. Leading with my shoulder. I'm starting to lead with the elbow. Open the body, open the chest, have fun, get weird, like pretend you're at Woodstock right now. Ooh. All the colors, so amazing. Awesome, bringing those arms up a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, just stretching things out. 5, 4, 3, we're just pushing away all of the BS in our lives. Awesome. Go ahead, interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. You can still have those feet nice and wide. You can even bring your hands away from your glutes a little bit. Squeeze those glutes for a moment, hips forward, shoulders down and back. One more big breath here. And then release, inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your arms down in line with your shoulders. We're going to hinge from the hips. So hinge from the hips as flat of a back as you can. Keep thinking length through the crown of your head, weight starting to come towards your toes. Length through the crown of your head, weight towards your toes, and then fingers can release to the floor in front of you. Shift the weight forward so that instead of having glutes coming towards the back of the room, glutes are stacked on top of your hips. Let's take a delightful stretch towards those inner thighs. And just bend one knee. If it's too much for you to come down towards the floor, you can always lift yourself up and bring your hand to your thigh or maybe your forearm to your thigh. And then let's switch and come to the other side. So just pressing the outer edge of the foot towards the floor, bend in one knee, length straightening in the other. One more time, back to center. Let's take a little malasana, so horse pose. So feet are out nice and wide. We're still stretching those inner thighs. Weight in your heels. Drop your right shoulder forward. Feels so good after those around the world and our tap jacks. And drop the other shoulder forward. Give me a couple cat cows right here. So still with legs wide, chest comes down towards the floor, and then some rounding in your back. Can we get 2 more? Chest comes down towards the floor, arching your spine, rounding your back. One more time, chest down towards the floor. Then around your back, stand all the way up, heel, toe, or step your feet back in. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cactus your arms. So squeeze your glutes, hips come forward. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, arms down by your side. Let's get one more big stretch of those arms. Bend your knees, inhale, arms up. Palms forward, exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze your glutes, hips come forward, chest is really lifted. Inhale, arms up high, chin neutral to your chest. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Shoulders down and back, stretch your fingers down towards the floor. Find as much length as you can. Taking a moment, decompressing your amazing shoulders in mountain pose. If you want, close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths. I hope you're feeling so proud of yourself for showing up and doing this workout today. You should be. And if you want to set in a positive intention to move forward throughout the day because you're amazing, I hope that you will. My favorite positive intention or affirmation right now is the thought that I am worthy, I am worth it, and there is no one better to be than myself. And you can tell yourself the same thing. I bet that for you, there's no one better to be than you too. So keep showing up. Let's do this together. See you this afternoon for something in, and have a wonderful rest of your day.